Hi everyone, Zariah Cameron here. I'm so excited to be speaking to you all and kind of sharing a little bit about my experience and how I got into UX. And so let's get into it. So I am going into my junior year at North Carolina A&T State University, and I'm originally from Georgia. So I'm an out-of-state student, and I'm studying graphic design, technology, and recently just transitioned to UX almost about a year now. And I really wanted to, still be in a tech space, but wanted to be as creative as possible. And so at the time, graphic design seemed to be the only option for me, um, and the only major available for the college that I'm attending. And so, um, probably around the end of the summer of my freshman year, I still didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, or where exactly I wanted to go, and what career path I wanted to take. And I kind of heard the words UX, but I really didn't know exactly what it meant or what it was about or what it entailed. Um, and so then I ended up being a scholar for the Grace Hopper Celebration Conference, which is, and if you guys don't know, it's a big conference, tech conference for women. And so I got a full scholarship to attend there, and they had some workshops on human-computer interaction, which was is which is really UX is sort of like a discipline under that whole umbrella. And I got to attend certain workshops, but I still didn't know exactly what UX was. And then I got back to campus, and I decided to put myself out there and be a part of a hackathon, a computer science hackathon, and I took on like a design role. And so it was actually two of us, and we took on a social impact hack from Cisco, and it was so fun. And that was the first time that I'd actually done a digital prototype. And I realized in that moment that was something that I really love to do and I enjoyed even within that short time period. And we won second place, so that was even better. So it really kind of gave me that stamina and that encouragement, that boost to be like, hey, this is actually something that I might be good at and that I can really continue as a career. Um, and so that was sort of how I sort of was interested into UX, right? But I really didn't know where to start and where to go, honestly. UX was still a small thing that was really growing, and I didn't really have a lot of networks that really knew about what UX was and where to even start. And I kind of looked up a lot of things in terms of like boot camps and things like that, but I was still in school, and I really didn't have the money to, be affording to go to a boot camp while paying for out-of-state tuition. And that's when I sort of just decided to do it myself, self-teach myself. Part of the graphic design department is we have to learn all these different softwares of Adobe Creative Cloud. So I was already familiar with like Illustrator, Photoshop, things like that, and so I already had those general design skills pretty locked down. And then obviously with the Adobe Creative Suite, we have Adobe XD. And so I actually didn't start out with Adobe XD. I started out with some other things, some other prototyping tools, but now I've kind of transitioned to Adobe XD, and now I'm using Figma. And so those tools have really helped me to really grow my skills, and practicing on there, and going on just searching up like a quick search of like, oh, different design challenges, and kind of using those to actually just build upon, and just kind of going in Adobe XD and Figma, and just kind of creating those. Adobe XD and Figma has a lot of great plugin tools that really allow you to kind of spark those design skills and really enhance those, what prototypes that you're creating. And so it's really easy and simple to use, and Figma's free. So that's a great thing too. I'm still learning Figma, but like I said, it's a really good and easy software to use that I think anybody could utilize. But I definitely started out with YouTube videos, and I'm not only, a designer, but I love to read, I love to write, and so those type of elements and skill sets really helped me when it came to design. And because I love to read, reading was definitely not hard for me when it came to reading articles on UX trends, um, just learning from different people. And so Medium has really helped me to really learn about all the different elements of UX, and just how I can grow more, how I can grow my portfolio, my skills, everything. And so UX Collective and UX Planet is a part of Medium. I definitely would recommend those resources to read on. There's so many different people that submit their stories to UX Collective and UX Planet that have some really great, useful, helpful information, whether it's improving on my portfolio, improving on like a prototyping, app design, web design, any of those things have really helped me, and just progressing in my skills and growing. And it's really about practice. It's really about that's the biggest thing to really grow your skills is practicing on a daily basis or even a weekly basis. For me, I have become a pretty busy person, so it's very hard for me to like sit down and actually like do an actual practice and spend hours upon hours on software. And so what I've just decided to do is spend like a week on a challenge, right? I focus on one challenge. So last week I actually did a challenge on creating just a basic sortable view of a shoe app. And so it was only like 2 or 3 screens. I did the welcome screen, and then I did the actual screen where they can see the listing of shoe brands. And so it only took me I spent maybe 30 to an hour, maybe an hour and 30 minutes on that challenge. And so that really helped me to be as creative as possible while also still, learning the software, learning how to use it, and also practicing on my skills. But it was very low maintenance. And so, just doing that a week, taking the time out to do like an hour to 2 hours a week and dedicating that time doesn't necessarily make you feel like you're having to dedicate hours upon hours every day to work on this software. And I definitely think challenges really help you, especially if you are a busy person. And so, the other thing I would say is to my network was really important. It's when it comes to my career and the roles that I want to be in and the things that I want to do. That was really crucial in figuring out where I want to go and really honing in on receiving opportunities in terms of like internships, full-time roles, things like that. And so like I said, it was really about my network. And in the beginning, it was really hard for me because as a Black female, it was really hard to find that representation, in the design space. But I was really fortunate enough to have a mentor, and her name's Chanel Power, and I'm also a part of a Facebook group community called Black Women in Product Design, and that is actually created by Lenora Porter. And so those have always been great resources, and it's a great community of women And Chanel Power, she's a UX researcher, and she's helped me to grow my skills and helped me to network with and meet so many different people. So I definitely advise you connecting with her and finding the Facebook group. It's Black Women in Product Design. If you are a woman, a Black woman, who wants to get into UX, and so that community of women has really helped me. And yeah, and that's where I'm really trying to figure out just uh, what the next direction is. What is the next direction I want to go in. I really want to focus on some leadership opportunities, and just making sure you're staying up on the trends. And like I said, Medium is a great resource for that, to stay up on the trends and things like that. I know that one of the biggest trends now is sort of people moving into like AR, VR. So I'm really interested in going into like the augmented reality of UX, and just learning a little bit more about that. And honestly, a simple Google search too is great. That's how I found a lot of my resources, just looking up like careers in product design, resources for UX design, just things like that. A simple search, articles, looking, saying articles on UX, how to improve on my portfolio. All those things you can easily find in a simple Google search, and most of the time, Medium was the first one to pop up. So I definitely advise you to do that and follow those people: Chanel Power, Lenora Porter. Um, I and and I'm so glad that I was able to kind of take this time and share my story to you all. And I hope that this was really helpful and useful. And yeah, I'm really excited to be a part of Product South, and thank you for having me.